Okay, so I just finished looking at the Honda Civic 2003. Extremely clean car. Brought one of my friends. Went to school with him. He knows a lot about cars, especially Hondas. And got a little bit dirty. We looked under the hood. We checked the interior and rear wipers on. Okay. Took it for a test drive. Put your foot down. It moves. It doesn't hesitate. Just gradual. It's a VTEC, so the weird thing is I didn't get that spark of power that I was expecting from a VTEC. It's got 137,000 miles on it. So what are my reviews of that car? Well, there are some problems. So upon opening the hood, we checked the under and around the headers. There's an oil leak. And the guy thinks it's coming from a sensor. Or my pal thinks it's an exhaust leak. He said it can be fixed, but it's just more money to spend on the car. If the when I was driving the car, before we start driving, I checked the interior of the car. There's like dirt in the headliner, dirt here. There's a little bit of dirt in the seat. There's like this kind of heavy tape residue on the rear seat. It's not terrible, but it's not pretty either. There's no rips in the fabric. It just the car, it needs a little bit of a good shampoo, like a good shampoo. The driver's carpet, filthy. The guy's got plastic over it, but it's absolutely filthy. It needs to be steamed and shampooed with some industrial chemicals. And in the car, when I drove it, again, you put your foot down, it moves, gradual acceleration, not that VTEC I was expecting, but maybe I didn't put it down far enough. The brake travel is a little bit farther than I would like. It feels like, I mean, it's an older car, but I would like more responsiveness from the brakes. He says, oh, I don't think the brakes are bad. The car's been sitting for a while and whatnot. And I said, well, you know what? That could be problems right there. When you have a car sit, it just builds up problems. Front tires are darn near bald. The rear tires are good. Of course, front wheel drive, that's where the power is going, so that's where you're going to get the most wear. Car pulls to the right when you're driving straight. Not extremely, but slightly. And when I'm on the highway, I'm cruise control. I don't want to have to keep overcorrecting or undercorrecting or whatever, trying to keep the car straight because it's out of alignment. That probably means it's been into an accident or whatever. The head gasket was replaced. Oh yeah, we checked the trunk. A lot of things are coming to my... We checked the trunk. The alignment of the trunk is off by like 2 or 3 inches, or like an inch or an inch and a half. So it was probably hit. Maybe it wasn't in a major accident, but it definitely was put into, it definitely got hit by something, or it hit something. So that's another worry. So there's a lot of things that need to be fixed and replaced. And I asked him to come down on the price of the vehicle, and the price of the vehicle, he was like, oh, well, you gotta make money, X, Y, Z. Also, he didn't seem like he was very knowledgeable on the vehicle. Especially when somebody's coming down to drive, act like you know about the vehicle. The vehicle was kind of dirty under the hood. Battery terminals were kind of corroded. Again, it's a 17, or it's over 10 years old. It's an old car. But the car outside, clean. Absolutely clean. There's a kind of a deep scratch on the other door. It's about that long. My pal told me to just keep it clean, and you won't get any rust or anything building up from that, any like clear coat coming off. Just keep the car clean, because salt will eat through that. But the outside of the car was perfect. For a used car, perfect. So I'm on my way down to take a look at a Ford Focus hatchback. This one is the one out of my price range. That means I'll have to finance it, and we'll see. So I'm on my way, and I'll talk to you later. And this car is like $12K. $67. What's the sticker price on it? $30 days, 1,000 miles. Limited warranty. They'll pay 50% of repairs. How much is this one going for?
Probably less than the other one. Let's find out. I'll check it out for you. FOS 868.
And this is a Fiesta. 18K, but they don't have any prices on these cars. 15 satellite radio.
You don't want to spend money on a turbo system because they're more expensive.
Right.
You don't want to spend so much money that like what you're buying, what you're putting on is worth more than the car,
Right.
or like at least half the value.
Right.
If I had like I read the reviews and people are, oh yeah, go ahead. You never ever see this privacy screen still intact, so you know it's
really?
baby.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
If I had another one to show you, this would be all beat up.
Yeah.
These little things would be taken out. These wouldn't be holding anymore. That is a huge, huge plus. Smells good. They
Yeah.
did just clean it. I can still see some stuff on the
Right, yeah.
It's not dry yet.
Headliner's like not filthy like I see in a lot of the cars.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, it looks good. Okay, the edit might be a little bit screwed up because I was in the new car, and I guess the way I edit this video, you won't be able to figure that out. But anyway, it is much later at night. It's like going on 10 o'clock. I'm actually going to pick up a hoagie because I am craving it. I looked at a car. I went to, of course, I looked at the Honda. There were some things wrong with it that I just don't want to deal with. So I went to a car dealer, Ford, and tried to pick out the Ford Focus 2012 with the 120. No, it's got the 70,000 miles on it, but the price was right. Problem is, the 2012 Focuses are plagued with transmission problems. Yeah, lucky me, right? So what happened was, I went there to go take a look at that car, and they said, "Oh, it's not available." So I said, "What do you mean it's not available?" Well, we got the car, we put it in our system, but the car won't be available for ooh, look at that. I just drove right past it. It's my new car. Yeah, so they said the car won't be available for 2 months. We put it in our system, but it's not ready, and it won't be available for 2 months. So I was a little upset about that, but not really after I found out the ubiquitous transmission problems that the 2012 Focus has. They're it's a double clutch gearbox. Why would they put that in a Focus? But I don't know, maybe they were going for a more sporty feel because they came out with the Fiesta, and I think the Fiesta took over what the Focus was supposed to do. And the Focus definitely has come a long way, and it's much sportier. But I couldn't get that car, and the car was for $7,700. So I looked around for another used Focus, another 2012, and the guy told me, these cars do have transmission problems, but if this is the car you want, this is the car you will get. It's the one you want. I can't force you. But what scared me was when I did my own research. See, I thought the guy was bullshitting me. So he said, "Oh, this has transmission problems," and I'm thinking in my mind, okay, maybe he's just trying to, get me to buy another car or something, or a new car. So we went to the counter. He just see if I applied for a loan and all that credit history stuff, and while that stuff was processing, I went on my phone on Edmunds.com, and lo and behold, 90% of the reviews on the 2012 Focus have transmission problems. It's like, oh, transmission problem, it's a recall. Ford acknowledges the recall, but they really haven't fixed it. Like, they're patching it, but it just keeps happening. So the thing I'm scared about is Ford's automatic transmissions don't seem to be the best. But the reviews, good thing about the reviews is I haven't heard anything about motor problems. I haven't heard anything like, oh, the engine's crap, or, you know, so that's good. That gives me hope. But I didn't want to buy an American car. I told the sales guy, I really don't want to buy an American car, and if I do, I want to get a used one, and I want it to be the Focus. Well, the Focus 2012, I didn't get that, or the 2013, or the 2014, or the 2015. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I guess I won't be buying a Ford Focus. I really wanted one. I really did. And then there's one Ford Focus he pulled around. He says, well, I do have one, but it's brand new. It came in by mistake. Do you want to check it out? So he brought it around, and the car, in my color, luckily, in my color, all black exterior, all black interior, blacked out wheels. It's got the 5-spoke, you know, sport wheels. You can see the brake disc and calipers. Red disc. It's got the red disc calipers, which look pretty badass. Oh yeah, run across the street in the middle of the night. But yeah, pretty badass setup that car had. And when I drove it, you know, it drove just like the 2012. Like, to me, the shifts were crisp in that 2012. Of course, the car had 24,000 miles, the other 2012 Focus he had on the lot. But again, I didn't get it because they were plagued with transmission. I'm in the middle of the street now, plagued with transmission problems. So I drove it. I'm thinking, okay, I don't think I'm gonna buy this car. It's a new car. He's like, oh, you can lease it. I said, I kind of want to just buy the damn thing outright and be on my way. And that didn't happen. So I wind up driving the car around the lot, driving it a couple times around the block, and then I was thrown a deal. And I said, okay, this is good. But they let me evaluate the car. So the car is, oh, it's so nice. It's got all the bells and whistles, no sunroof. So I think I'm going to try to have them come down on that, because a sunroof would be nice. Good afternoon. It's Friday. So there's a big gap in the video. As you can tell, if I edited this properly, you won't really see anything until you only see what, like the dealership video, and then that's it. So basically, I went with a car. I got a car, and it's the 2012. I'm sorry, it should have been the 2012, but everybody knows that the 2012 Focus, 2013 Focus, and 14 Focus have some transmission problems. It's not more the transmission, it's more what causes the transmission to shift, which is a bunch of computers, which Ford, you should know firsthand that computers do not work in cars. Computers don't work in offices, they don't work in hospitals, they don't work, you know, and for the government, computers are just problems. And they decided to go with a electronic shifting module, which breaks everything. So apparently the transmission issue should have dwindled off. Oh, my wheels turned. Should have dwindled off in the 2015 model, and should be solved in this model, which is the 2016 Ford Focus. I'm just gonna back out slowly here because we're in a garage. I have a backup camera here, which is another good feature of the car. So anyway, 2016 Ford Focus. And how does it ride? Well, let's go over what this car comes with. So I'm going to say it again. It's a 2016 Ford Focus, all black. It has the Sport Pack on it. Ouch, I missed my turn. It has the Sport Pack on it, which pretty much gives it a Ford ST/S/RS look. I actually like this car better than I thought I would. So leather wrapped steering wheel, leather seats, and a Focus. I think 150 horsepower engine, dual overhead cams. Don't know how much torque it's making. It's a 6-speed automatic Tiptronic transmission. It's got electric seats, Microsoft Sync, backup camera. It's got 6 airbags. It's pretty nice. No sunroof. That's a compromise I had to make, and because apparently this was the only one on their lot. No, it drives all right. You know, we're not talking sports car. It's smooth because it's a new car, and I like the way it steers. It doesn't fight you, but it doesn't really give you any road feel either. Switch lanes. What are you doing? I'm going here. So it doesn't really give you any road feel. So it feels like numb, but it's electronic steering. So this car is probably one of the easiest cars I have ever, in terms of, you know, in terms of feel. It drives real easy. And we're live, although we're not live. So good afternoon. This is, what is today? Sunday, April 17th. So basically, I am driving my new old car. It's been many weeks, at least that's the way it seems, and I have gotten very familiar with the vehicle, very familiar with the brakes, acceleration, road feel, just like that. All of its electronics, features, climate control, just, you know, everything you need to know about a vehicle to run a vehicle. So it's been many weeks, and I'm enjoying the vehicle so far. I actually thought I found a fault with the radio today, but that was just the system being the system. Basically, if you tune in to the max amount of channels available on Sirius satellite radio in this car, it will it won't let you change the channel down or up. It'll just kind of, it'll play the music and you can view all the information about the music, but you can't change the channel. I think it's still stuck in the mode of tuning, and when it sees that you've reached the maximum amount of available channels, it'll just tell you that you're on that channel, and when you go to move it, it'll say you're still on that channel. Give it about 5 to 8 seconds, try turn the knob again, it'll go. It's just a limitation of the software apparently, but the electronics haven't fledged up. I actually thought my car wouldn't start today. I wasn't fully in park, so if it's not in park, you cannot turn the car over. I have logged quite a bit of ass hours in this car, just sitting in traffic like I was doing back there, and it's pretty comforting. You know, you're wrapped in leather seats, a leather wrapped steering wheel. It doesn't even feel like you're driving a Ford Focus. So it's kind of nice to have a vehicle that I can enjoy even when I'm sitting still, or I'm driving at 5 miles an hour in rush hour traffic. So all in all, I like the vehicle. This is not my final review. This is kind of just the follow-up on the purchase of the vehicle, and I really couldn't be happier. The moonroof, as much as I would like that, I'm kind of glad I don't have it now, because with the sun beaming down, it would have fried me, you know. And I like to ride with the moonroof open all the time. That would have fried me. And again, it's just another thing to fail. So car has been running good. I've got, I think 473,000 miles last time I checked. So I have put some miles on the car, and it's still running great. Of course, it's a new car, so you're going to get that new car everything. I just got it washed for the first time today. It looks good, although there are some water spots. You know, I went to a general car wash. I will never pay what I paid today for the car wash. Yeah, they cleaned the interior pretty good, but the exterior there were some water spots. But it's shining, and you know that's what matters. And if you pay the extra $20 for the car wash, they'll rain-X the entire car, at least the windows. So when it's raining, the rain just kind of beads, you know. So, but in this heat, I'm sure. Ooh, copyrighted music going on. Oh boy, I might not be able to upload this section of the video, but I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, they'll for extra $20 they'll put on some rain-X, and that'll just help the rain bead up. But other than that, we're cruising. We are doing. I'm looking at the tach. I am doing 59 miles an hour, which is about the speed limit, and car runs great, steers great. Its characteristics are sporty, but what's the word I'm looking for? Subtle. This car will not scare you. It's meant to be an extremely safe car. It's not a Mustang, but I like the way it looks. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel good when I get into the car. So, I like that. Where's my progressive thing beeping? One thing I do like about this car, it's cheap to fill up. I put 15 in the tank. I was just under a half tank. When you're about 80 miles to empty, it'll cost you about $20, $19.50 to be exact. And from empty, the car will cost you $25. This car doesn't have the biggest tank in the world, but you know, you're not putting $40 in this tank to, you know, every time you go to fill it up to, you know, to keep it running. One thing I am noticing since I drive this in mostly rush hour traffic is the gas mileage. I am averaging, if I can pull that information up, I am averaging 21, hold on, this is the best I've ever seen since I got the car. 22.1 miles to the gallon. This car is actually supposed to get a lot better gas mileage than that. It should be getting, focus just cut me off. It should be getting 30 on the high, no, 30, high 30s on the highway. I knew that guy would do it. I could hear him accelerating down the, another guy just cut me off. Hey, we're gonna stop and go traffic. So I'm keeping distance in case I have to slam on the brakes from, you know, people doing things like that. But anyway, that's it. That's my little update on the car. Full review coming hopefully soon. I haven't even started the videotaping of it yet, so hopefully it comes soon. Thanks for watching. I will finally close out this video.